All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol GME, Gamestop Corporation. Before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as I jump into this chart, I just want to quickly announce to every single investor that I have a ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list and keep on your radar moving forward, especially how it reacted after earnings, and it's already pulling back up. So stay tuned till the end. We're going to look at its chart and what ticker symbol it is. So GameStop Corporation, wow, what a wild run here. Like, I was going to do an analysis today, because I was seeing it pull back and it was starting to pull right back up and consolidate. And I'm like, okay, well, this is looking like kind of healthy. I want to let investors know, the resistance level here at 101, support maybe at 79. Let's go ahead and pay close attention to the 50-day moving average. And then I'm talking, right? And the day is going by and so forth. And here we are at $248 per share, sitting at 217. I wonder how you guys feel about this right now. Who's invested in this? Where are the bulls and where are the bears? Because I know there's bears trying their best to turn this around. The short squeeze is serious, and either they had to jump in on the boat or they had to go ahead and try to pull this down after this. Because, if we pull up MACD, right, it'll give us a sense of what's going on. And sometimes the MACD could be completely correct and it could be completely incorrect. But it's showing us a run here, and it's starting to cool off here. It's starting to bring some light shaded green bars. You know what that means usually? An anticipation to consolidate or start to pull back. That's usually what it means. But then when we pull up the closer moving average, right, because that's what we want to always go ahead and look at, the closer moving average is certainly below it. So as this gets closer to the price, it's just so far away from it that it can continue to pull up. All it takes is more volume and more bulls to continue to run up with this stock. For sure. Now the MACD, it's showing signs here of it getting lighter green, and if it gets lighter green and smaller into tomorrow's day, we might see a consolidation, sideways movement, and we need to watch it carefully, and this can start to turn around and the chart can start to show that and reflect that. So it's going to be important to keep that in mind. But let me show you guys an example here. So here we are with dark green, right? Light green, light green. We still haven't even reached red. And what happened? Light green, red. Look up at the chart here and now look down. Light green, red. We started to see red. And then what happened? The light red started to come back up and it was leveling this off. And then the bulls were trying to fight, and it was just kind of hanging out sideways in that battle. As soon as dark green started to appear, we were already working our way up with some momentum. Dark green appeared right here, and then it just continued to run. So this is a good example here of what light green can sometimes anticipate. It doesn't always mean that, but there we go. We were in a dark green, then we went light green, light green. Now, the volume here is very significant. That let us know that. Now we want to pay close attention to this light green. Now this can turn back into a dark green and continue to pull up, because that's very important to keep in mind as well, because we saw light green here, slight little pullback. You can see that right there. And then it went dark green, and it pulled up to that high of 159. So it's very volatile when these light green and dark greens are happening right now based off of the behavior of GameStop. But I want every single investor to be aware that usually this is the anticipation of leveling off or a slight pullback. So I want every single investor to be aware. Don't get caught up in unrealized profits. It's looking great on your portfolio and then you're not reacting and it moves right back down quickly. Now, it can run right back up after that. I'm not saying that it won't, but it's going to be much more difficult to continue to go higher and higher, especially where it's at right now. Now, the short squeeze can only last for so long. That's another thing I want every single investor to be aware of. So let's see here. 50-day moving average is 104 and some change, but to be exact, it's closer to 105. So just keep it rounded at 105. Now, the resistance level that I would tell every single investor to pay close attention to is 248. That needs to be broken through for this to go up to newer highs and new resistance levels as it did today. It broke through the 159 and we saw it continue to run. Now, closer to the price, 220. So if you want to know if the momentum is going back upwards, 220 is very important, and it's currently sitting between 220 and 216 for this 30-minute time frame, and it's showing here right now closer to 225, right, than the total amount. But here we are with the highest point. This is truly where you want the stock to break through. Now, since there's no support to really look at here, and this is just all green bars upwards and no bearish attempt here because the bears got destroyed by the bulls, the short squeeze, had to flip around, buy back their shares. Gamestop has 2 points here I would look at closely. I would look at this point at 151, and I would look at this point right here at 180. These two, you can go ahead and dissect the chart to have a sense of direction of where it's going, but within those two, you're still in bullish territory. The bulls can decide to reappear last minute right here in the 112, 115 mark, even though it's still above the 50-day moving average, and then bring themselves back up. It's going to be much harder to break through the most important resistance level up here, but super important to keep in mind those points there. Yeah, you definitely want to break it down and dissect it and see if the bulls try to reappear as it's going back down, and especially how the MACD is showing signs of light green, light green. We saw how light green starts to anticipate downward trend. We're not seeing it yet, so it could actually start to go smaller and smaller and actually just level off. But as soon as we see red, right, bars, as we saw how it opens up on the other side, right, you would have the green bars on this side and the red bars start to appear downwards. If we start to see red bars downwards, and excuse my terrible drawing, then that means that it went from leveling off to now starting to move down. So you want to watch this one carefully. But look what happened. It pulled back recently, and look how it shot up. So we have a lot of volatility here with GameStop. I suggest paying close attention to it. And another thing, like I always say, profits are profits. And even if this was to shoot up to 300, 400, which it would be a big deal there. I mean, wow, that would be a big move. I would rather take the profits that I see now than imagining profits, right? So definitely keep that in mind. Pay close attention to it. But man, I look forward to seeing every single investor's reaction to this, how stoked they are or how excited, and what they think moving forward for this one. And if they think that the MACD is showing a sign of a pullback or leveling off. What do you guys think based off of your own analysis and your own understanding? I would love to see your guys' input on that. Now, no single indicator tells you anything, but they usually, when you put them collectively together, can give you some type of sign of anticipation or understanding what's going on beyond what we see right now in the chart. It's not perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect indicator, but they help. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Stay tuned for the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys. You definitely want to have this one on your watch list. So for everyone that has stayed to this point in the video, yesterday we talked about INTC, Intel Corp, and today I'm going to share another stock that you definitely want to keep on your watch list moving forward. It's in the same sector, but it's actually a little bit more comparable to NVIDIA, and it's almost 1/4 of the price. Now, INTC, we talked about it yesterday. I just want to do a small recap. We circled the big circle, how much it's dropped. We did the small circle. This could be the bottom, but we're also seeing it slightly recover. And then we drew that we want to see if this consolidates or pulls down further, because it could pull down further. Right now, it's within the consolidation period and area. Very interesting enough. It's been holding itself up, and there's room here for INTC to work its way back up over time. There's definitely potential, especially in this sector. Now, the one I'm going to share with you guys is IBM. This is the one you want to add to your watch list. and this one's already recovering really fast. I did not think it was going to recover this fast. As I did yesterday's video, I was looking at INTC. I was like, possibility of a type of consolidation to form, and we're already seeing it. And IBM was consolidating pretty fast at these lows. And quickly, as the day started to run, you could just see it running. And as I'm speaking about it, it's working its way up to newer highs. Interesting enough, it's like fighting to keep pushing, and it keeps seeing newer highs every 30 minutes so far. Now, IBM, it's a little bit more pricier, but it hit lows here of 117, and the midway point of all of this is about right here at this point of 115. And then the next point would be probably down here at 111 and then 105. But to kind of break this down into three sections, 117, your first support, your next one's 115, and then down here at 105. So you kind of have those points of reference to see if it continues to pull in that direction in the near future, or if it doesn't even get near them, this is already pulling back up, and it might seem to have been the bottom of this drop. I'm not saying that it can go any lower later in the future, but it seems like this has been the bottom. And if we see consolidation forming, right, for a really short period moving into tomorrow or the next following days, and then continue to work its way up, this could be on its way back up to these highs over an extended period of time, either weeks or months from now. Now, the one thing I do look here at the chart is that a lot of investors that have been in way before this started to run from 105 all the way to here, anywhere around this area, are saying, whoa, the last time we saw this at 117, 118 was back in November 20th, 23rd, leading into the end of the month. So we haven't seen this type of discount for 2 months now. So long-term investors are definitely jumping in and taking advantage of the price. That is becoming very obvious. And a lot of investors were willing to pay these premiums. So at some point, once it gets back up to these numbers, it's going to keep pushing up. So very interesting, in my opinion, based off the chart, how quickly it's reacting. This is definitely one to keep on your watch list and radar. As always, if you like this video and you found it helpful and informative, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click on the bell. Share it with your friends and community. Don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.